I thank God for guiding me. For 40 years absent my teacher. So my next journey will have to answer the question. I'm going to say it. I know that my Redeemer liveth. I know, I'm not guessing, that my Jesus is alive. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and because he lives,
Yes, sir.
I know that I too will pass through the portal of death, yet death will not afflict me. So I say to the devil, I know I gotta pay a price for what I've been teaching all these years. You can have the money, you can have the clothes, you can have the suit, you can have the house, but me, you can't have.
What I was saying was that I feel like some people kind of need something. You know what I'm saying? They need something to kind of follow. They need something to kind of idolize or admire. And while that could be a bad thing because we're not supposed to idolize any human, but still sometimes people do it. Sometimes they still need it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like on his behalf, he's still going to have people that's going to follow him regardless. I mean, Farrakhan is a fucking icon. Everybody knows. You heard this household and everybody knows who it is. So it's people that's going to still follow him, that's still going to believe in what he's saying, regardless of this man could probably go and be a Scientologist if he wanted to, and people still don't follow that shit because sometimes people just need probably the next fucking step. But I mean, I don't know. Like I can't get upset. I still can't really wrap my mind around this idea, but like I can't really get upset about it because that's what people are doing. People are trying to find, you know, the next best thing, and that's the next thing that's gonna fulfill them or bring them enlightenment or whatever it is that they're looking for to feel something in their life. They're gonna go and find it, and maybe that's just what happened to him. He was just, you know, looking for something else. Maybe whatever it was in the Muslim society wasn't fulfilling his needs. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It can be a lot of different reasons why a person would just change up and switch. But, I mean, I still don't agree with it. Because my personal preference, I don't agree with it. But, like I said, that's just from me coming from not having a religion at all and not wanting to have a religion. I want some religions, but I don't want to actually have a religion. I feel like it's just, I feel like it's overrated, honestly.
Yeah. I agree with you. And you said something like real important, how he was just searching, you know, for something for the light to fulfill him, and you know, ain't no telling why people switch up. And I think in general, you know, people in general feel that way, but that's probably the reason why his congregation rocked with him that day when he made that statement, because at the end of the day, people are sheep and they don't think for themselves, and they really don't have a relationship with the Most High like they think they do. You know, they think they know God, they think they know Yahweh, they think they know, you know, Allah, you know, but they don't know the power that they're worshiping. They don't know, because if they truly knew, then they will trust, you know. But like, long story short, the congregation, you know, for them to just, you know, just stay in place and to praise this man no matter what comes out of his mouth, that's disgusting. You know, that's terrible. You know, that's, on a spiritual level, that's adultery. You know, and that's It is.
I don't know if I would say adultery, but go ahead and continue what you're saying.
When you hopping from God to God, and you have a supreme God, then
Oh, okay.
so what I'm trying to say is that for him, I'm not mad at him because one person's spiritual journey is just that what it is, one person's spiritual journey. But he has,
Right.
but I appreciate what he said and how he said it because he said, I know there's consequences I have to be dealt with in so many words of what I've been
Right.
teaching. So I appreciate when he made, the switch that he acknowledged that aspect of it. But at the same time, no matter what come up this man's mouth, you don't have to follow him. You don't have to believe him. You got to research
Right.
it for yourself. Like, you've been a
Right.
Muslim all these years, and now one day he said this. So I think people in general are sheep. And until we get a knowledge of self, and that has to do with nationality, that has to be researched to be connected with a country. Some people
Mm-hmm.
may have to do some DNA to get a peace of mind, or some people do some other type of research. But until we get knowledge of self to realize who we are and figure out who our true supreme creator is, and find out what he wants for us, and we finally get comfortable with that and accept that, then until we reach that day, we just gonna be a bunch of whores out here sleeping with
Mm.
Buddha, sleeping with Allah,
Mm.
sleeping with white Jesus. Like,
Mm.
the black family is the only family in America where one person's a Muslim, one person's a Catholic, one person's a 7-day Adventist. The other person's a 5%er, the other person's do the Egyptology crap. Like, we have a huge, serious issue going on here, and we don't even trust in the foundation that we have, that we say we have. So
Mm.
I believe until we become comfortable with our relationship with the Creator and understand that man cannot get in the way of that, and understand that if there is a man that's a mediator between you and the Creator, then that's a problem. Not to say the Messiah, because he's the mediator, but he's not a man. He died a man and came back. That's what makes him the Messiah. He was the first fruit from the dead. But a man, who's sitting in the pulpit, that you can trust for counsel and whatnot. You have to understand, like, there's wise counsel, and then there's a man yapping at his gums. If you're gonna make a switch like that, at least seek counsel. Don't let one man in the pulpit say this and say that. So until we, I believe, get a relationship with the Creator, and he fulfills us with his spirit, and we know in our heart we're satisfied. Until we're truly satisfied, we just going with every doctrine of the wind. And that's something I'm not about. That's something I don't like. That's something I don't support, because I see people out here, searching, and some people are searching diligently, and some people are searching and they run into wolves, and
Mm.
who's not in it to teach. They just in it to gain. And
Mm.
so black people,
Mm.
we are in huge, serious trouble because we don't know the Creator, and we can let a man in the pulpit switch up and we still follow. Like, and I heard, like you said, something about Scientology. I heard a couple of years ago Farrakhan actually moved the Islam church to Scientology. Now, that could be factual, that could be not. We will have to look into that. But I heard he been playing with the Nation of Islam church, and he's been messing with different doctrines, and he's not satisfied with what his teachers taught him. And he has been whoring around in the
Right.
pulpit. So all I'm saying is that black people are in big trouble because they trust on man. And this is something I was talking with somebody the other day, just yesterday. I want to say 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14. I want to say 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14, and it basically, paraphrasing, states something like, the Most High gave us the spirit of 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 the spirit of heaven, of the spirit of spiritual things. But we sometimes receive the spirit of the world. So therefore, when we're walking, we can't discern things that is a true blessing from the Most High and things that you perceive as a blessing, but it could be really be a distraction. So what I'm trying to say,
Exactly. Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that if people, especially in these crazy times we live in, if they're not walking with the spirit of discernment, and with that being
Discernment.
said, is that another scripture says that flesh and lust, all these are of the world, and it makes you feel good. But once you start to deny the flesh and you walking in the spirit and you get a closer relationship with the Most High, you will be able to see everything clear like you got on 3D glasses. You know what I'm saying? So until black people really learn how to get a relationship with the Most High, we just gonna be prostituted out by these pastors like they pimps, and they gonna take advantage of us from our lust and from our hearts, and because the scripture teaches, don't trust the heart is terrible above all things. So until we know the Creator, like we know our Father, a lot of people don't have a father, so they don't understand the relationship with the Creator, which is the Most High Father. So until we get there, man, black people is in trouble, man. We are in trouble because we trust in men who think that the Most High sent them to lead us. And that's not true. But once we put our spiritual glasses on and start seeing what the Most High put in front of us as a blessing, then I think things will be different. But yeah, until then, we in trouble. Yeah. With that being said, you got anything else on this particular topic?
Oh, I got a ton on this topic.
Ooh.
A ton on it. But I mean, I know we got a certain amount to put in there. But I do want to say that personally, and this is my opinion, just how I feel about the situation in general. There are certain things that I feel as if, I don't want to say the devil because that's so cliche to say, oh, the devil did it, but there are certain things.
No, that's his name in Hebrew, Hashatan.
I think there's whatever. There's certain things that get put in place for us. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking about the spirit of discernment, it's about whether or not deciding if something is good for you or is not. And I think religion is one of those things that was specifically put upon us as one of those things. It's like taxes. Like, how taxes started because it was supposed to be taxing the rich people. Because the poor people were getting upset and they felt like the rich should be paying for it, and it ended up coming back and biting the poor people in the ass, who was the one that, you know what I'm saying, that was trying to fight for the higher taxes.
True.
And I think religion is kind of like that. I think, it was there, it's supposed to, be there as a safe haven, and you can have any religion you want, just go to this church or this mosque or whatever you want to do, you can do it. And, you know what I'm saying? To kind of feel this false sense of security. I think that's where the idols and idolizing pastors and just following them and stuff like that, I think that's where that comes from, because it does give people that sense of security. And I think sometimes people, like you said, the family can have all different types of religions and stuff like that. And
hey, Claude just texted me, man.
I just had my phone going on.
Say what?
I said, is that what that was? I just had my phone going on.
Yeah. He probably in the group chat missing out. I just fell asleep. Yeah. Oh well, stay asleep. Nah, but yeah, he missed out though.
We got to wake our people, babe.
They gotta stay asleep, man. We gave him the wake up call. We told him we going live in 30. So he missed the call. But yeah. I like what you were saying though about religion. But I agree with that, and to add on to that, I think another aspect of religion is to disconnects you with the creator, and to insert man as a mediator. Because if you know anything about the Catholic Church, they confess their sins to men. You know, they go in the church and they go and sit in the booth and they say, Father, I have sinned, and he says 5 Hail Marys, yada yada yada. You know, and also who they pray to. They don't even pray to the Most High. They pray to like the angels and Saint Mary, that they can deliver the message to the Most High. You know, so like, and that goes for other religions too. So I think in religion, like you said, it gives people a false sense of hope and trust because they think they're doing something right. But even in my community, the Hebrew Israelite community, you know, a lot of these camps out here, and not even camps, you know, just congregations has turned the scriptures into a religion about how they deal, you know, with the people. Because you don't like, if you had a relationship with the Most High and you know His word to be true, why are you confining on a man for anything? You know?
Exactly.
So a lot of these men, they get.
I feel like churches is overrated.
Yeah. Churches in general.
Yeah. Right.
So a lot of men get puffed up with their titles, and then they stop researching. You know, they don't let the ruach, the spirit, move them, and they just treat it like a job. You know, and then they start, you know, like I said, prostituting the people because they don't have the spirit of discernment, or they don't really care, and they seek it as a job and not really, you know, a position, a spiritual position to lead the people, because it's a responsibility. So, yeah, with that being said, I guess we can wrap this particular topic up if you think so, you know, because I'm done. You done, I'm done.
All right.
You good, Lady Linda?
I don't know.
This is a good one, though, ain't it?
It is a good one. It's a very good topic. I think we definitely should go in on that one some more.
Yeah. We got to, because we got to get Claude in on this one, so we're going to definitely come back to it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he would have to say about it.
Right. So, all right, we're going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to hit you back. All right?
All right.
All right, but.